Hey Yorba Linda, so for today's small business spotlight review, I'm heading to Versai Kitchen and Wine Bar. So not only do they have great food, live entertainment, Taco Tuesday, but they have one of, if not the largest wine selection out of any restaurant in Yorba Linda. So if those things sound appealing to you, you're definitely going to want to watch today's episode. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm Josh Alexander, your local Yorba Linda real estate agent, as well as host of Discover Yorba Linda. So whether you already live in this city or want to learn more about it, make sure you hit that follow button. So in today's episode, I'm going to be sitting down with Robert, the owner of Versai Kitchen and Wine Bar, and we're going to talk about how he came up with the concept, a little bit of background about himself, and if you've lived in Yorba Linda for a while and never heard of this place, you'd be shocked to know that it's been around for 30 years, but you might have known it by a different name. So it's gone by Fitness Pizza, Fitness Grill. However, they just did a rebranding and they basically combined the wine bar next door and the restaurant under one big brand name and rebranded it Versai Kitchen and Wine Bar. So before we get to the actual interview, whether you've been here plenty of times before or you've never been and want to try it out, if you stick around to the end of this episode, I'm going to give you instructions and tell you how to win a $50 gift card to here. So if you think you want to try it out and use it on your next visit, make sure you stick around till the end. So let's go ahead and now get into the actual interview. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. So today I'm here with Robert, the owner of Versai Kitchen. So Robert, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. So you've pretty much made a lot of changes to this restaurant over the last month and a half. So before we get into that though, can we know just a little bit more about you? So if Yorba Linda wants to know about the owner of this place, can you let us know a little bit about you before you came to own this restaurant here?
Restaurant started late 80s.
Okay.
I was engineer at the time, and I had a passion for creativity.
Okay.
And that creativity showed itself in design and food and multiple different aspects of the restaurant. So gradually I started with my concept that was all in theoretically in my head, and then slowly put it on paper.
Okay.
That's how the design of the restaurant evolved.
Okay.
So my passion was in fitness
Mm-hmm.
in the 80s, and basically was into bodybuilding.
Okay.
So it was hard to eat healthy food.
Yeah.
That's where the menu evolved towards fitness. So it was fitness of some concept for about 30 years before we changed it back to our wine bar name, which is now Versai Kitchen and Wine Bar.
Okay.
So
So for those that don't know, we had Fitness Grill is what it used to be called. You just recently reopened, 2 weeks ago now under the new
Correct.
name? So the
Correct,
wine bar has
yes.
been here as well, but you've combined it together.
Yes.
Okay, so you were an engineer, you said?
Yes.
Okay, and it sounds like you are kind of big into the design of the
Right.
restaurant as well. So
Right.
did you kind of design the restaurant first and then kind of incorporate the food afterwards, or did
No,
you do
as a
the
matter of
food and
fact.
then the restaurant?
The food came first.
Okay.
And gradually, as I was able to save some money, then the design came
Gotcha.
secondary.
Expensive.
So whatever I made went back to the business, and went through a transition nonstop for 30 years.
Okay.
Evolving and then reinventing ourselves.
Okay.
Went from Fitness Pizza and Pasta to Fitness Pizza and Grill.
Yep.
And then we dropped the name Pizza,
Yep.
Fitness Grill for many years, and then Fitness Kitchen.
Yeah.
And now we are Versai Kitchen and Wine Bar.
Gotcha. Okay, so what, in terms of the actual restaurant itself then, so what kind of made you think of having a wine bar and food at the same time? Because wine bars, you don't see a lot of them in Yorba Linda around. What kind of gave you that idea to incorporate a wine bar with the restaurant?
I would say about 10, 15 years ago, wine became more of a favorite beverage.
Okay.
And there were a lot of interest in a variety of locations who started before me, drove a lot of interest from our clientele. We had the opportunity to expand. It was either expand Fitness Grill or have entirely different concepts, which drew a different clientele.
Yeah.
So we had a family side for the restaurant, and a date night for the bar. And bringing a lot of eclectic selection of wine, brought more of the wine connoisseurs.
Yeah, that was my next question. So how many, in terms of the wine, how much wine do you usually typically have here in any given day?
From 500 to 600 different type of wine.
Is there any that you say you specialize in, or you kind of just a little bit of everything?
Pretty much a little bit of everything, mostly California, due to the demand. I love the European, the old world wine as much as the California. So we have good selection of wine where in order to introduce that variety to people, we try to have our wine tasting events once a month, if not every other month.
And now on the food side of things, if someone's never been here before and they come in, I know my personal favorites, but what do you have a personal favorite that you like to eat when you're here? Obviously you're here almost every day, I'm assuming. Do you have a personal favorite you like in here?
Well, honestly, my personal favorite changes all the time, as the menu does. So the concept of the menu is based in Italian and Mediterranean. So Mediterranean being a variety of flavorful cuisines around the Mediterranean Sea. So that has broad range of Italian, French, Spanish, and some what we call Mediterranean, Middle Eastern also. So anywhere from your typical Italian pasta, pizzas, to grill items, more like a culinary art side of certain dishes, infusion, to bring more flavors and better presentation to some traditional dishes.
So what would you say, just from knowing the clientele here, what's some of the favorites? So if someone's never been here, maybe what they should try when they first come in here?
On the Mediterranean side, I would highly recommend our saffron chicken grill or a longboard, which is a combination of beef tenderloin, chicken, and shrimp with grilled vegetable, all in one large platter. On the Italian side, we have amazing seafood lasagna, buffalo lasagna, chicken marsala, chicken piccata, and many other Italian dishes. For those who are gluten-free, there is a gluten-free option. Plus the zoodle, which is the zucchini put through the machine, and that becomes like a linguine per se. That is vegetarian and very light, very flavorful. Good combination of linguine.
Perfect. Well, I think that's some good recommendations. Now, on the hour side, it sounds like you're open for lunch and dinner. Is that every day?
Every day.
And your lunch and dinner menu, are they slightly different or are they same?
We do have lunch special in addition to our daily menu. So daily menu is lunch and dinner. Plus an additional tacos and sandwiches for lunch that are a little bit lighter, and some salads. We have amazing Taco Tuesday. Very well known to
tacos are delicious,
our neighborhood right now. And it packs the house, so that's once a week. So I encourage everyone to jump in and come in and try some incredible tacos. And I have to say, from the lunch menu, and I think it's dinner as well, but the black and blue burger is probably the juiciest burger I've ever had in Yorba Linda. So another great option if you want something else to try on there. Perfect. So the last question I always ask is, why Yorba Linda? Why did you choose to open up and keep shop here in Yorba Linda for so many years? It was partly faith. I looked around multiple places before finding this location 30 years ago. So when I drove into the shopping center, that first impression was very warm and welcoming. had that energy, and of course I grew up in this town for the past 30 years and grew into it and love the neighborhood and the people. Much more warmer than other cities per se. That at the time I used to live in Irvine, and I found the Yorba Linda a lot more warmer and family oriented.
And that's what I think almost every business owner I've interviewed so far, it's the same thing to say as a community. It's a smaller community, more tight-knit, people know each other. You don't get that in some of the bigger cities in Orange County. So if you're looking for family-friendly dining here, you've got the wine bar here for adults as well. A little bit of everything, basically. So if you haven't already tried this place, one, you need to come and try it. If you've been here before, again, they just combined everything. If you haven't been to the wine bar yet, check it out. They've got events going on all the time. Taco Tuesday, they've got wine tasting. So make sure you definitely give it a try. Say hello to Robert. I'm sure he's here almost every day walking around.
I live here.
Exactly. And it's, again, one more place to try out in Yorba Linda if you haven't, because the food here is great, the company is great, and that's why everybody loves Yorba Linda. So again, thank you for joining me today. Until the next episode, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye, everybody. Okay, so thanks for sticking around to the end of the interview. Hopefully you found it informative, and hopefully it gave you some insight on another one of our great business owners within Yorba Linda. And as promised, if you do want to enter that $50 gift card to use on your next visit, it's very simple. All you have to do is click on the description below or the link in my bio and sign up for my monthly Yorba Linda newsletter, where I go over everything you need to know going on in Yorba Linda every single month, and you'll be automatically entered to win that $50 gift card. And you have to do it before the end of February. Now, if you're watching this and it already is past February, don't worry, because if you sign up every single month, I'm going to be doing different gift card drawings, and you're automatically entered to win as long as you're on the email list. So make sure you sign up, because literally there's no disadvantage. You get free gift cards for Yorba Linda places to go, as well as information about what's happening in Yorba Linda. So sign up now and you'll be on your way to becoming an expert about everything happening in Yorba Linda.